Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Wow, it is Tuesday, and we listened to Lin-Manuel Miranda for a while there while we were trying to figure out our microphone situation here. Hey, I'm Bob Pless. It's Tuesday, and I'm here alone in the studio with Peter Coles, kitten of the keys. Hey,
You
Peter.
scooched on me. See, you moved over in the shot a little bit.
Should I move over?
No, I'll come back out there in a minute and move it to the center you up in the shot.
Oh, okay, great. It's sort of side. You know what? If you put on the backdrop of my backyard or side yard here, it will be real pretty here.
No, because usually the tree is in the middle of where you're sitting.
Oh, is it?
I'll see if I can go find it.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Hello, everyone. My name's Bob Plass. This is the Westfield on Weekend Show. It's Tuesday, June. No, it's not June. It is July 6th.
We're out of that
6th.
June thing.
Oh, my gosh. July 6th. Where has this year gone to? It was the 4th of July weekend this year. Did you have some fireworks, Peter?
I went to Springfield, actually. And
You did?
saw the Springfield fireworks.
Really?
Well, I didn't go to Springfield. I went to West Springfield in the train yard. I don't know if you
wait a
follow
minute.
my Facebook page, but
Well, occasionally I will, but most of the time I'm not a Facebook person. And oh no, see, that's pretty nice. Only this is springtime in Westfield, but that's fine. Oh, there we are. There's the house. Okay, there we are. All right, good. Side view of the house here. Okay.
So July 3rd, I worked at Mount Holyoke or July 4th, they needed me over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then my girlfriend's plan fell through with her daughter because she had just come back from the Jersey Shore with a friend's family. So her daughter was tired. She's like, "I'm sleeping in, Mom. I'm not going anywhere." so my girlfriend came up to my brother's for a cookout on July 4th, and then she stayed over. And then yesterday, I wasn't feeling well right off the bat. I think I got food poisoning. Probably from my own doing, not from anybody.
Not from the rail yard.
No. This is before
Picking up scratch. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think by my own doing, I might have eaten some stuff that had been out too long, whatever.
Yeah, got it. Always a problem.
Or I was just, had a bug.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so Buster McMahon, I had to cancel his show.
Oh, gosh.
Because I felt ill, and I went back to bed. And I woke up around 10.
Yeah.
And then I felt great.
Oh, my gosh.
Honest to God,
So what do? You take it. You've got a day.
I was
off
up all night getting sick. Is what I was.
So you need to take the day to sleep and off.
And then I crashed, and it's like, all right, well, let's go to breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast was fine, so I'm like, all right, well, let's go for a drive. So we started going up Route 5, and next thing we know, we were in Vermont.
Uh-huh.
And we just kept going up Route 5 and stopping at little stores like the Putney General Store we went to.
Sure.
And then we found a sugar house a little bit further up Route 5.
Ooh.
And then we were planning on going to Maury Lake, which I had been to once before. There's a nice little...
Spell that, Maury Lake.
M-O-R-E-Y.
M-O-R... Oh, Maury Lake. Okay, gotcha.
Up in Vermont.
Yeah, because there's a Maury Inn or something.
Yeah,
that friends
the
of mine
Maury
said.
Resort.
Maury Resort. I knew that.
Right.
Yeah,
I had been there once before when I was in the Maury clan, when I was
Mm-hmm.
married in the Maury clan, and they had a big family reunion up there.
Oh, wow.
So the story behind the lake is that the guy, and Tina had this on her show, and it's like, I know that story.
Mm.
She's like, what are you talking about? I says, so this guy Maury developed a steam locomotive the same time as another guy did, and he beat him to patent. The other guy did.
Uh-huh.
Maury was so disgusted by that, he drove his steam engine into the lake, and that's why they call it Maury Lake.
So he committed suicide?
Nope. He just decided to destroy his mechanical invention.
Oh, gosh. So at the bottom of this lake is...
Allegedly, yes. There's a steam engine. It's probably gone by now, but...
Well, if the Titanic's still there, I would assume this steam engine would
pressure,
be down there.
Yeah, they probably eroded away by now.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's the why the lake is named Maury Lake. Well, we never made it that far.
Oh, okay.
That's way up there. It was like 3 hours up. So we ended up running across the Harpoon Brewery. I thought Harpoon was only in Boston. No, it turns out it was founded in Vermont.
You're kidding me.
Windsor, Vermont.
Yeah.
And we drive by this sign, and it says Harpoon Brewery. And I was like, what? Hold on. So we went about a quarter mile up the road so I could turn around. Came back, showed this nice little complex with a distillery, a local artisan cheesemaker, and a couple other shops in this industrial complex, like a tiny one.
What town is this exactly?
Windsor, Vermont.
Windsor, Vermont. Okay, got it.
And so all of a sudden we're at the Harpoon Brewery. I was like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
So we had a great dinner up there and took a break from our driving and then just came back. So we had a good time.
Lovely.
How was your 4th of July, Bob?
Oh, I'm fine. I missed Jay Pagluca, who I had invited over for the afternoon. No, I didn't. But I just realized we hadn't said where Jay is. We're not fighting or anything. He's on the road.
Jay's got the real job is kicking him in the butt, and it'll probably be all month, which I think our summer hiatus is going to work out great for Jay.
Oh, I gotcha. Well,
which starts next week.
Does it start or we'll be here next week, right?
No, we will not. This is it.
This is it. Oh my gosh!
I'm on
I
a
prepared
train.
for this week.
I'm on a train for next Sunday.
Oh my gosh! Why did I think that
I kept telling you
Kevin
about it.
Kevin Coughlin was coming in? Oh, I
We
know.
could tape a show with him if you want some night this week.
Oh, I could talk to him about that.
It would have to be tonight or Thursday because Wednesday is out.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
My mom's birthday is Saturday.
Yeah.
So we're taking her out to Wahlburgers in the casino on Wednesday.
Oh boy, I want to hear all about that one. Yeah. Hey. So.
I just threw Bob for a loop. Sorry, folks.
No, it's perfectly fine. I've got songs for September or whenever we're coming. We'll be back in
The second week in August.
Second week in August. So, how many weeks are we gone? 4? 3.
4. You will be back. Wait a minute. When am I coming back? I'm coming back the 7th. So you'll be back the week of. Let's see.
TikTok, folks. TikTok.
You'll be back the 10th.
I'll be back the 10th. Oh, gosh. Okay, alrighty. Geez, I got places to go, things to do then.
I know other people that are taking their vacations around our hiatus, like Tina and
yeah. Well, we were planning.
Bobby Goff.
Unfortunately, my dog isn't feeling very well.
Frankie's not doing well?
Well, he's an 11-year-old Briard, everybody. You all know my great, beautiful dog.
Who we all know and love because he's a big
teddy bear.
Big teddy bear, yeah.
Big teddy bear. Looks sort of like Wookiee in the Star Wars commercial. Well, he's been throwing up and having diarrhea, et cetera, et cetera. And
my girlfriend's dog, too.
Yeah, really? Well, and retching. And then in the middle of the night last week, he did this horrible banshee kind of screech. It was not like it was not like I stepped on his toe. That's usually a
How much is the vet diagnosed?
Well, we got it down. Luckily, someone. Jim Rule. I went down to have some work done on the computer, and Jim was telling me that his dog had something similar, and it turned out to be something to do with his pancreas, and that he now takes some kind of powder, and that has helped him tremendously. So I suggested that we test his pancreas, and they did the regular blood work, etc. And so all of that came back, and of course, then you find he's got a low potassium level.
Okay.
And then the test for the pancreas turned that there were levels that really not good. And so in order to be able to decide what we're going to do, we have to have a sonogram of his pancreas, and then we'll make a decision as to what if indeed it's just pancreatitis or whatever it is, and go from there. So when you got an 11-year-old dog, it's so
What do you do? Because
it's a moral dilemma. I'll have to ask my therapist Jessica Martin when she comes in here.
No, my girlfriend's going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Her dog Macy, I think, is 10 or 11. Easily 10 or 11, and she's going through similar stuff the dog is.
Yeah, well...
And you know whether to make the dog comfortable or...
Right, and the other thing is...
Because the dog seems generally happy.
Oh, my gosh. And that's the other thing. The vet said that the dog's brain is the last to go, as opposed to the human with the brain. No, maybe the brain is the last to go or something. So a dog could be really feeling okay or happy, and the body is collapsing or whatever. And so, at any rate, he's been fine. We take him out for walks. We changed his diet. Like me, he's now not able to eat cheese and all that sort of stuff, which I do, of course. But the dog doesn't get that kind of stuff. So we're going to see. But we were planning a trip, of course. We're going down to New Jersey on that dreadful New Jersey Turnpike. Oh, my gosh.
I don't mind the Jersey Turnpike. I don't mind the Jersey
You don't?
Turnpike.
Oh, my gosh. 6 lanes of traffic. Forget it. Forget about it.
Welcome to Houston, Texas. 10 lanes of traffic, all doing 100.
Oh, no. 6 lanes of traffic doing 30 miles an hour would be perfect for me. Anything over 50, and I'm going to start to get anxious and stuff. And James was even suggesting I get some gummy bears for the trip, and I'm thinking I got to call a cardiologist, see if that's possible. And I'm thinking, oh, no, I'm going to have to get high in order to go to New Jersey? Well, I suppose, I know. I'm going to, if we're going, I'm going to probably take a tranquilizer or something. God knows, I don't know. But at any rate, the veterinarian said we have to be careful that if it was her, she would probably not go on a trip with the dog in this condition until we discuss or we discover what is actually going on, especially, if we're going to have our wonderful house dog sitter sit for us. And I would hate to traumatize anyone if anything happened to our dog while we were gone. Like that's what do you say? How do you do it?
Yeah.
And so consequently, I don't think we're going to New Jersey and the New Jersey Turnpike for now, and we will probably do that later in the year. Visit our 96-year-old aunt who we love, and then we were going down to Rehoboth to Denny Aiken's house. He's got a new home. You've been invited down there. I think he's mentioned it to you. I think. Peter?
Yes.
Yeah. And we were hoping to spend some time down there with him and then come back. And we would take the dog, only Wilson is Denny's dog, and Wilson somehow or other has it in for Frankie, and poor Frankie, cowers and stuff. So, there are a lot of considerations. But you know what? We have the dog today. We love the dog today. We will love the dog as long as we can have this dog, and then we will love him forever after. This dog has given us so much joy, honest to God. But what a moral dilemma. I mean, how do you decide something like that, Peter? How would you decide it?
Well, that's the biggest problem. It's like,
suppose it was an operation. Well, then an operation, we have to consider that he has a little heart condition. So that's the other thing. Do we have an operation and spend $4,000 or $5,000 on an operation?
Right.
Or do we not and see where it goes? But if he's in pain, we certainly don't want him to live in pain. But if he's not in pain and he's living happily.
That's the dilemma my girlfriend's going through. She also had to take a job that paid less than what she was making before, and unfortunately does it fit in the financials? Because
really,
that's part of the. Yeah, I mean, how much do you want to spend?
Yeah.
And how long would you extend your dog's life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And then the other question we've been talking about this because, we're both now in our 50s.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want another dog after this? Because she's got 2 dogs now and a cat.
Oh, that's, yeah.
And so now do you want to buy another dog after this, or do you want to be a little bit freer? Because, when you have to have dog sitters and things like that and everything else.
Yeah. We were at dinner. I went to Adam Wright's for actually the 4th of July. That's how we got involved in this conversation. I'm finally answering the question you asked 15 minutes ago. But
that's what we do here.
Yes, exactly. But 15 minutes ago, you asked where I was and what I was doing, and we went to Adam Wright's for a lovely barbecue, and it was George Delisle and.
George and Gina.
And George and Gina, and then Brad and Kathy Casson, and then lovely Amanda Brodkin from the president of the Kiwanis, all Kiwanians sitting around the table. And they were all in that stage. Adam had lost his dog. Brad and Kathy had lost their dogs, just both of them recently. And they were saying the freedom that is there now is something that they can do, and they're they're much younger than I am, so they still have many years. But the joy that a dog brings, again, that's the other thing. And so maybe you get another big dog who kicks the bucket when I do. Right?
My in-laws. So they had a dog when I first met my ex-wife, and then that dog passed away. Mm-hmm. And then there was a period with no dog, and they traveled a lot.
Yeah.
And they had bought a used camper, and they went around, did a lot of traveling in that. And then that gets, you get older, so you don't want to travel as much, you don't want to drive. So they got another dog. So it's like, you know, it kind of cycles through. You have your period where you travel a lot. And,
Yeah.
And then you get another dog because you probably want companionship at that point, you know?
Yeah,
So
sure.
I could see maybe getting a dog when I'm older.
Yeah. I mean,
But I've always been a cat.
Really? You're a cat person.
Me and cats get along. Well, dogs love me too.
Yeah,
I can't go in her house without the dogs continuously barking. Both dogs continuously barking until I sit down on the couch so they can swarm me.
Oh, I know.
And demand to be petted.
Yeah, you're that way.
And the cat appears out of nowhere. I mean, like, poof, there's the cat.
You are like Noah of Noah's Ark.
No, I'm not that bad, but
Yeah.
they demand to be petted. I mean, the one dog's looking at my hand, the other dog's barking at me, going tails wagging, going, "I'm gonna sit down, Peter."
Yeah, give me attention. Give me attention.
Where my Peter?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, that's my dilemma, folks. If you have an
Yeah, a lot
answer
of
to
people
that,
go through that,
call
too.
me, write me, whatever. But let's hope that Frankie, this week we get some good news, and maybe it's something.
Sometimes
that
it's
we
just
get-
like an irritation or something, you know.
Yeah, he could be not down. He might be mad at the weather for all we know. And gosh, with this heat, if you're not a heat lover, it's going to be hot today too. Huh?
You should shave your dog for the summer because he's got
Shave the dog. Oh, he's a no.
He's a hairy dog.
He gets a little cut, a shorter cut. But no. He's not shaven because he would look. You mean like a poodle?
Yeah, just shave down for the summer so it stays cool.
You know, we never thought of going. He gets a very short cut, sort
Give
of
him a
like
butch
mine.
cut.
Yeah, but butch cut. He gets a butch cut. Yes, yeah. All right. Hey, geez, that's a great name for a dog, isn't it? Butch. Butchie. No, maybe not. I don't know. All right,
Bob's naming his Dex dog.
Yeah. I found this song by Paul Simon on his album Stranger to Stranger. You don't have a wristband, you don't get through the door. You know this song? It's really cool.
I've never heard of this song before.
No, I hadn't at all, but I love this song. Wristband by Paul Simon.
All right, here we go.
All right.
I stepped outside the backstage door to breathe some nicotine and maybe check my mailbox, see if I can read the screen. Then I heard a click, the stage door lock. I knew just what that meant. I'm gonna have to walk around the block if I wanna get in. A wristband, my man, you got to have a wristband. If you don't have a wristband, my man, you don't get through the door. Wristband, my man, you got to have a wristband. And if you don't have a wristband, my man, you don't get through the door. I can't explain it, I don't know why my heart beats like a fist when I meet some dude with an attitude saying,
"Hey, you can't do that on this."
And the man was large, a well-dressed 6'8", and he's acting like St. Peter standing guard at the pearly wristband. My man, you got to have a wristband. If you don't have a wristband, you don't get through the door. And I said, wristband? I don't need a wristband. My axe is on the bandstand. My band is on the floor. I mean, it's just slowly with the homeless and the lowly. Then they spread into the heartland, towns that never get a wristband, kids that can't afford the cool brand, whose anger is a shorthand for you'll never get a wristband. And if you don't have a wristband, then you can't get through the door. No, you can't get through the door. No, you can't get through the door. Say you can't get through the door.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday, July 6th, 2021 and counting. And my name is Bob Plass. I'm here without the trusty, dusty, lusty, musty, crusty, and well-modulated sidekick, Jay Pagluka, who's out there working on his way to Connecticut, doing some work, big work down there, so it's important, and he can't be here, but I'm pleased to have behind the board Peter Coles, not Jay Pagluka. Peter Coles is behind the board, that kitten of the Keys. Meow.
So this is where I saw my Springfield fireworks from.
Okay, where? All right, no. Oh, my gosh. Is that impressive or what?
The West Springfield Rail Yard. There's a spot I know that you can see the bridge from.
Is this a place that nobody goes? Because
just a handful.
Yeah,
sort of looks in the neighborhood.
Sort of looks like one of those Soprano sets where
But
they're handing off the cash or dead body or something.
I love the trains.
Yeah, sure.
And that yard operates 24/7. It's a pretty big, pretty sizable rail yard over there.
Oh, really?
And
Are those the trains that go by in the middle of the night? There's one at 3. No,
the one on the right, maybe, because that's more over the road. The one on the left is a GP38, and that's a yard switcher. But that might be a train that comes out to the Pioneer Valley Railroad and switches cars out here.
Got it. Were you the only one in the yard?
There was a couple local people that walked over from the neighborhood.
What a great view, huh?
Number 6239, and that is it was a great view. And with Springfield, it's great because you can turn on Mix 93.1 and get the soundtrack for it, and then you don't have to leave your car.
Yeah, wonderful.
Nice spot.
I forgot to watch the fireworks on television. I always think that fireworks on television aren't that exciting to me. Isn't that strange?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. But they
have
do have some great
the boom.
music. Yeah, you got to feel that boom, and the dog shakes. Oh, gosh. I don't know if your dogs were afraid of fireworks, but Frankie is like a little baby when fireworks happen.
Christie's dogs, even at thunder, one dog runs downstairs. The other one barks at it.
Oh, yeah.
One dog runs to the basement. One dog.
I love it. Hey, today is International Kissing Day. It's called World Kiss Day today. So you better.
I'm not locking lips with you, Bob.
No.
Let's just make that real clear.
All right. Are you a kissing person? I mean, like,
yes.
No,
not in general.
No,
it's got to be with. I don't like. Yeah.
See, I'm
in general. I don't.
I usually when I walk
maybe
into
on the
a room,
cheek. I'm a hugging person.
Yeah. I do both. I mean, like, for instance, when I go to a board meeting or something, I'll kiss everyone around the table or acknowledge them in some way. I'm
a hugging person, but I had to suppress that because, nowadays you don't know if somebody's going to get offended.
Oh, it's so right.
It's like,
Yeah. But you know what? If you think about it, it is... it's a sign of, I watched, speaking of dogs kiss. I think dogs kiss. Or they lick this right under their eyes. I watched Lucy, who was Frankie's feminine girlfriend, and she would come into the house and lick him right under the eyes. and he would do the same. And sometimes he licks me there as well. And so, just for the heck of it,
Affection.
sometimes-
That's probably the sound of affection.
And so, because I wanted to speak the dog's language, I now kind of do a little lick under his eye. Is that creepy or what? I don't know. But it's International Kissing Day, and it's also National Air Traffic Day. National Air Traffic Control Day. Now, have you ever been in the air traffic control place up at Barnes? What a incredible place that is. That they ought to have
tower?
tours up the tower. Do they ever have tours of that
Well,
tower?
it's an FAA controlled area. They really don't.
They
have
probably
a lot of,
now.
They really don't have a lot of room up there.
Yeah. Well, Dan, the man who was the air controller at the time, was a friend of ours, and he brought us up, and I got this great view of. You get a totally different sense of what an airport is from that tower, and how important air traffic controllers are. So we're excited to thank our air traffic controllers today. Yay! And also today is Take Your Webmaster to Lunch Day.
You taking me out?
No, unfortunately. But if I did, if I had planned it,
Bob, you
I would-
suck.
I'm sorry, But where we could go if it were open. We went to a new restaurant this week. It's and it's strange that it's been open for a year, and I had no idea that it was there. It's called the Rail Trail Ale House.
Been there.
Really?
Yes.
When did you discover this?
When we did. So you don't watch our shows then?
Well,
Because Joe Didi 2 years ago,
yeah,
we went to the Congamon gazebo right out by the boat launch.
sure.
And all the restaurants around the lake brought us food, and we had a taste test, and we talked about their restaurant. And the Rail Trail Rail House, it was just opening then. It was
2
an old.
years
There was a different restaurant in there before.
Yes.
It closed, and then they redid the place, and they made it the Rail Trail Ale House.
I had no idea. I thought it was I thought it was the Red Little Basket. What is the name of that place? The Little Red Riding Hood Basket place, and whatever.
Keg?
Yeah, Open Keg. Hey, look who's coming in! Def Jam Recordings herself.
Oh, jeez, Bob.
Well, look at she's got a T-shirt on that.
I know.
Yeah. Is that? Can you hear?
Good morning. I can hear, yes.
Jessica Martin is here. She just was driving by, and she saw us all alone in here, and she thought
She felt
she'd
bad
drop
for
in.
Bob.
It's a very quiet day this morning.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
School's
Like
out for
everybody's on
summer.
everybody's on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Jess. Today's World Kissing Day.
Oh, are we gonna pucker up? What's gonna go on over here? The show
I
just
told
take
Bob I'm not kissing
a
him.
different turn.
Yeah, I know. Are you a kisser? Do you kiss?
Yes.
You kiss
so,
every-
so much so that some people fear me when they see me coming at a party. Yes. No, I'm definitely yes.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger and a kisser.
Do you
and
go for the lips, or is it the side of the cheek?
I don't go for the lips, but I found it's there are few people who also are kissers who will smack you on the mouth. Like I know a half a dozen people who I will kiss on the mouth when I see them. But most people I just go for the cheek, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to kiss someone, I suppose, would this be the case, Peter, that, he's busy fixing our thing. Peter goes for the cheek.
I think the cheek is the appropriate.
I always go for the cheek, and then I get flabbergasted if the person is insistent about
on
getting
the mouth
on the
kissing?
mouth.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's like an added layer of comfort between people. Like you got to really know someone or be good friends or
Yeah. No. And
That's what I was going to say. A kiss on the lips is very personal.
yeah.
yeah, it's exactly right. And it would be a peck on the cheek, I think, would be much better. Who's your webmaster?
My webmaster?
Do you have a webmaster? You're supposed to take them to lunch today. You have a webmaster?
Well, I guess I will call my friend Andy. You know Andy of Andy and Joyce.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll call Andy my webmaster, and I'll call him immediately after the show and tell him that there's lunch today.
Take your webmaster to lunch day.
Gift certificate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who invents these days anyway? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a national day for everything. Now we're overlapping. There's more than one. How can Kissing Day be the same day as Webmaster Day? That doesn't seem fair to either
It's
thing.
Kiss Your Webmaster Day.
Yeah.
Mr. Webmaster.
Yeah, after you've had some fried chicken. Today's National Fried Chicken.
All right, now that's a day I can get down with.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love fried chicken, except I haven't had it in ages and ages and ages.
Really?
No, because at first I had that the dreaded GERD, and you can't. Oils are not that good. Fried foods are not that good, so I kind of avoid fried foods. Although at the Rail Trail Ale House in Southwick the other night, we had for an appetizer a delicious fried onion rings, and I couldn't resist having one or two
good.
of those. Really fried.
I had some really good at the Harpoon Brewery last night.
Oh, yeah. Those are good, two great places. Rail Trail in Southwick, Rail Trail Ale House. What I found
Here
was...
you go. Bob's going to love this. I had a Hillbilly Sunday.
Hillbilly. All right.
Do you know what that is?
Well, let's ask Jessica. She'll come up with what the Hillbilly Sunday is.
The Hillbilly Sunday.
So what do you think's in a Hillbilly?
It's either going to be one of those kitchen sink things where it has like all the ice cream and all the toppings, or I'm trying to think
It has
like
nothing to do with ice cream at all.
Oh, see? Oh, so is it like a pulled pork bowl on top of mashed potatoes with a cherry tomato and gravy?
No, so this one was cornbread, Boston baked bean or barbecue beans, coleslaw, pulled pork, sour cream, and a real cherry on top.
That sounds wonderful.
So this is
It was
called
really
a
good.
Hillbilly Sunday.
Yeah. I had something once
never heard
they called it Redneck Eggs Benedict, but it was like biscuits instead of muffins, and then the egg, but it had like sausage and grits and gravy instead of
that sounds
your
good, too.
traditional hollandaise with like nice poached eggs.
So that's like biscuits and gravy with eggs.
Yes, it was very good.
That's the real Southern thing, that biscuits and gravy. And I always think that the gravy needs to have some more kind of... I always want to put Worcestershire sauce or more spices in the gravy.
Just because that
go-
white gravy, you think it was bland.
I just don't want
They're supposed to make it
something
as
that
a-
looks like paste.
Yeah.
They're supposed to make it as a pepper gravy. It's supposed to have spice to it. If they're making it
is
just
it?
bland, then they're not doing it right.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, maybe I've gone to
And
the wrong Southern restaurants.
Most places do it sausage, so yeah, the white gravy should have pepper in it.
Oh, man.
And a lot of them.
Yeah. Adam Wright served the best sausages I've ever tasted in my life. They were kind of like andouille sausages, and it came from Costco of all places.
Andouille is pretty good. Anyways.
Oh my God! It was so good. I had two. I mean, and they were absolutely wonderful.
Bob did upscale hot dogs.
Upscale hot dogs. Do you like your hot dog in a bun, or do you like it alone?
So I like it in a bun, but we don't eat a lot of bread at our house. So I eat a lot of unbunned dogs and sausages at home. Once in a while, we'll have fun.
Do you eat your hot dogs ever raw?
I don't think there's such a thing as a raw hot dog, is there? Aren't they all like processed, cooked, and just cold in the package?
Yes.
Right?
you
So
could-
just mean cold?
Cold.
Sure, I've had a cold hot dog.
It's
not my preference,
No,
but-
no. I would have a cold hot
I've
dog
had
after
undercooked
it's
hot
been
dogs.
grilled.
Yeah.
but never. And it just sounds so strange.
It's so savage.
So uncouth.
So uncouth. So uncouth. Today is also Umbrella Cover Day.
What?
Yeah, Umbrella Cover Day. Now,
So is that the bag your umbrella slides into, or are you to cover yourself with an umbrella?
now
I'm
that's well, wouldn't it be cover yourself with an umbrella day, or use your umbrella day rather than Umbrella Cover Day? I don't. Peter, look up that, because it just seems to me that that's maybe they made it that day up.
I think these are all made up.
No. You go online. It's the National Holidays and Observances. You can find out everything.
crazy.
The weeks, the months. It's air conditioning appreciation days right through the month of July and August.
I get that.
Clean Beaches Week. It's Freedom Week. Of course, we get that. National Aborigines and Islanders Day Observance Committee Week. Oh, that's got to be
Umbrella
something.
covers or sheath, slip covers or sleeves are made of the same material as the umbrellas they cover. Are they necessary? Do they serve a purpose?
They have a day. They have their own day. They must have some purpose.
They have
Also,
their own day.
how do we nominate a day? How do I get a hold of this committee and say that I want to create a day?
It shows you on there.
Oh, good.
It shows you on there. That committee thing is 8 days starting in the first day in July in Australia. You have to go to Australia. Now, this must be it's got to be a British website, because it's National Farriers Week.
Farriers.
What's that?
The farrier is the
Farriers.
horseshoer, right?
Yeah, I think so. But we don't use that term here in America.
I think we
You do
just
if
don't
you're
use
an
it often
equestrian.
because it's about shoeing horses. So
Yeah,
the
if you're
only
an-
people talking about that are the ones doing it, I think.
Right,
well,
if you're an equestrian, you probably
Yeah,
use it.
yeah. Well, I know. Well, this can't be a British website because guess what? Today is also it's part of the week. Be Nice to New Jersey Week.
Honest
Poor
to
New
God,
Jersey.
there's an umbrella covered museum.
No, you
And it's
gotta
located
be kidding me.
it's located in Peaks Island, Maine.
Oh, sounds like a day trip, guys.
You
Let's
have
head
to
on up.
you have to take the Casco Bay Lines ferry from Portland, Maine to Peaks Island.
It's a
I
museum
don't-
on
I
an
don't-
island.
Listen, once they
Yeah.
take that cover off, that's it. And they always struck me as like condoms for an,
It's
an
it's
umbrella.
never going back in
I
the
mean,
cover.
it's,
no.
you know, I mean, see, once you've taken it off, you throw it away. What good is it?
It was founded in 1996 in Peaks Island, Maine, by director and curator Nancy Hoffman. Having discovered that she had 5 or 6 umbrella covers and she didn't know what to do with,
She made a
eventually
museum.
stealing one from a local department store, she decided to start a museum. This is funny. People flocked by the
America.
tens to see the museum. People were thrilled to donate their old umbrella sheaths, and the international press went bonkers.
So
She's got a sense of humor.
Man, so you're going from case to case, looking at a brown umbrella, a blue umbrella sheath, a whatever.
Just
Are they
the sheath,
made
though.
into things like little dolls or something? It would be.
It sounds like it's just
yeah.
the sheath. Yeah.
Peaks. Where is it? Peekskill Island, Maine.
Peaks Island, Maine.
Peaks Island, Maine. Worth a trip, everyone. The National Umbrella Cover Museum. All right. Hey, let's take a break. Fireworks. What you do for 4th of July?
So we spent some time with some friends. I did not see fireworks. They did have them, and where they light our fireworks off in town is right. We live very close to our town green, so typically we just have to go out front and we have a nice view. But it was so rainy and kind of cloudy that we didn't bother. But I did have a nice barbecue on the 4th.
Oh,
I attended. I shouldn't say I have. I did not host it.
Did you serve cornbread and beans?
There was no cornbread and beans, but we had steak and all the sides and potato salads and drinks and cornhole, the whole thing. Yeah, yard games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The girls next door to me, everyone, are just lovely. They're from Westfield State, and they're staying for the summer because they want.
Some of them are.
No, all 4 of them.
Jenna left, I thought. She graduated.
Oh yeah, no. These are new. We got 4 new ones every season. We have. It's when you have a dormitory sort of situation.
Next
Crop of
door.
girls next door.
New crop of girls come in. Yes, yeah.
You have co-eds that live next door to you that swap out annually?
Yeah,
I love this.
Yeah, and it's Allie and Abby and Mary and Morgan.
Okay.
And they're all great. And they're Abby is.
Bob's just lucky they're not guys.
Yeah. No. Well, you know what? They're kind. They write me a note when they're we're having some folks over, and we would hate to have. Anything disturb you, etc.
I love it.
You know.
So do they invite you or do they just warn
Oh,
you? Or they're like, you can come on
they were
over?
inviting me. But we went out when we went out for dinner we went to Adams on July 4th, as I said. But when we went out, they were standing in front with a sign that they had put out. They decorated the house outside. Let freedom ring or whatever, and they were standing there asking people to honk, and they would take a drink if
That's
people would honk.
funny.
So we left, and I thought, oh my God, are they going to be back there? But they quieted down, and they went inside and whatever for later on in the evening and stuff. And then I saw them the next day. Oh my God, those were the days. Those were the days. They, that look on their faces, like whatever. But hey, so anyway, that's all to say that I'm going to play Fireworks. It's a song by Louis Armstrong and his Hot Five. This was, back in 1926, or 1928, I think. Yeah, 1928. Louis Armstrong and his Hot Five playing a song called Fireworks. I love Louis Armstrong, don't you? He died.
I do, yes.
He died on this day, on his a month shy of his 70th birthday, and died in his sleep in Corona, Queens, New York, many, many years ago. Here's Louis Armstrong.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is July 6th. 2021 and counting. I'm having a lovely world kissing day. We've kissed.
Bob, you opened up a can of worms with that umbrella cover thing.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Because the lady that founded it.
No, she's not writing in and complaining to us.
No. But get this.
What?
Her name is Nancy Huffman. That's her name.
Nancy.
Her middle name is 3 period.
3 period. The number 3 period.
Interesting.
She lives in Peaks Isle, Maine.
Uh-huh.
She has founded an orchestra up there, and this is her biography from the Maine Fiddle Camp. Her instrument is the accordion.
I might have known that one.
Nancy Hoffman is a classically trained pianist and works nationally as a music theater director. Nancy is the founding member of the Casco Bay Tumblers Klezmer Band, playing Eastern European Jewish folk music for over 30 years. She brings her love of this music to spice up the mix at the fiddle camp. She leads the Maine Squeeze Accordion Ensemble, playing international folk music. Her solo work includes international cabaret and a one-woman rendition of Gilbert and Sullivan's operetta, The Mikado. She
does all of the parts in The Mikado.
Yes. She is also director and curator of the world's only umbrella cover museum, which I found out holds a Guinness World Record for the most umbrella covers owned by one person. Nancy lives on Peaks Island and migrates to Key West, Florida for the winter. Her middle name really is 3 period.
Wow.
I have one of her songs.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, let's just hear just a snippet of this.
The name of the song is It's Christmas and I'm Jewish.
It's Christmas.
And this song
You know what,
is,
man?
a very special song, right?
You know what? The Jewish faith has been around for, I don't know. But anyway, here, Nancy Hoffman wrote a song about this faith.
Yeah. I think this song might describe. This is from my childhood. Okay.
We gotta have her on as a guest.
Yeah, look, she's in a bar. We know that in Peaks Island here.
Got all my presents 3 weeks ago.
Oh, she's great.
The
Yeah.
batteries are all dead. Nothing works anymore. There's no one around. There's nothing to do. 'Cause it's Christmas and I'm a Jew.
Oh my God.
We have to have an arts beat. We gotta find her and get her on a Zoom
I was
interview.
just thinking we ought
Oh
to.
my God, that'd be so much fun.
It doesn't sound like it's going to be hard to track her down. I mean,
No,
she lives
and if
on
she
an
does a
island.
one-woman Mikado, my God, I'll book her for down at the Westfield Creative Arts Center, 105 Elm Street in downtown
She
Westfield.
sounds like a trip.
Holy mother! And we just know that Nancy Huffman is the one who sent in the. We know
Oh
that
yeah,
we're
you
celebrating.
guarantee.
Yes.
That became after she got she had to petition Guinness for making it a category first. Then when she got that, the original world record was 730, and they had pictures of it when Guinness came to Peaks Isle. And now she has over 1,000, and she collects them because she says every umbrella cover has a story. I think that's awesome.
Oh, now how does she display the? Are they?
She has a museum.
No, I know it, but how?
Oh yeah,
do
are they
display?
hanging? Are they
They're
in
like-
a shadow box? Are they in
They're
a
like
frame?
different cubbies, I think it looks like, from the website.
Are they just?
Am I allowed to touch the umbrella
Yeah,
covers?
yeah,
or
I
visit the
I bet you
museum?
you are. Yeah. I bet
Is it
you-
interactive?
What's her oldest umbrella cover? I wonder. Yeah. What's the most unique, et cetera, et cetera? It could be a whole new industry.
Is there a website, Peter?
Is there a picture?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Umbrellacovermuseum.org.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to spend some time on there later.
I just thought it was freaking hilarious.
gosh,
I'm like,
yes.
she is awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah.
By the way, did you see that Storm Large is gone through a couple rounds at America's Got Talent?
Wait a
The
minute.
singer Storm Large. Remember we went to? Did you go to see her up at?
Storm Large.
Yeah, she's with a band, but she's
That's a
been on
great
Arts
name.
Beat.
I remember the name Storm Large, and she's on America's Got Talent.
Yes, but
Ooh.
she's in her what? I don't know. How old she's let's see. How old is she? She's 52. But she played at the UMass Fine Arts Center with her band Pink Flamingo. That was it.
I know Pink,
Pink Flamingo. Yeah, she's the
Pink,
singer.
It's sort of like cabaret music or something.
Fun.
And Ari,
They were awesome.
Ari Shapiro from NPR Radio is singing.
Oh,
sing-
Pink Martini. That's it. Pink Martini.
Pink Martini. Yes, and Ari Shapiro.
She's from
says-
Southborough, Mass.
Wow. Okay, gotcha. So she's on there. Hey, here's another little news, and I have no idea. if
Simon
she's on-
Cowell, apparently, according to my mother, who watches America's, loves her. Says she's incredible. She's like, I've been performing for a while, but I figured this would be a national stage for me.
Well, she's unique because she like the
Pretty woman, too.
The
Beautiful.
Umbrella Cover Museum. She's got a name like Storm Large. You just know.
You got to do
You
something.
can't picture
You got to
what
do
that
something
woman
with
looks
that.
like.
Her birth name is Susan Storm Large.
Susan Storm Large.
Her middle name is Storm, and her last name really is Large.
Wow, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I like the name Storm. We used to have a weatherman in New York City, Storm Field, who was the son of a weatherman. So his father was a weatherman. So
that was his real name.
That
Yeah.
was his real name, you know. But Storm Field. Interesting. We've got to make a trip. We can go up there to the National Cover Museum.
I'm ready.
Yeah. The National Mustard Museum is in. Yeah, we visited that. It was in Wisconsin, and it is in. Oh God, this is the place I always forget, but it's also worth going to.
The
And
Mustard
the
Museum.
Mustard
Again, are we
Museum.
allowed to taste the mustards? Is there a
They sell-
tasting
well,
room?
Of course, they have a store. What are you cutting me? Yeah, a store. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Then it's
Well,
worth
if
the
you were
trip.
going to have a museum, what would you? What
Oh,
would be your museum?
Goodness, what funny thing can I have a museum of?
yeah.
I don't even know. I immediately go to beekeeping things. I'm like, oh, a
Well, yeah.
beekeeping museum of
Yeah.
equipment and fun. But I'd like to
Yeah.
think of something even more silly. But I'm not sure. But things like that.
Umbrella Covers is taken.
Yeah, umbrella covers is a genius one. Old recycled Dunkin' Donuts coffee cups. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
Listen, there's a button museum in Munson, Mass.
The Button Museum. I've heard of that.
You've heard about that?
I have heard of the Button Museum.
When
We're
I was-
actually planning a road trip, so all of these things are very exciting because you want to put all those
Was-
off the
there mu- I
beaten
think
path
That's what
things.
we did the road trip yesterday.
I
we
love
we
it.
drove on Route 5, and then we came across the Putney General Store. Went in there, kind of went through there a little bit, and we found they had maple ice cream.
Oh.
It was
Delicious.
good. And then we ended up at the Harpoon Brewery up in
Yeah,
Windsor, Vermont.
you said that in the
Yeah.
earlier hour, but Jessica
Nice
didn't
road
know.
trip
Yeah,
up Route
yeah,
5.
yeah,
The road
yeah,
is
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
I do love Route 5.
I was at the place in Wisconsin in Door County where they invented the sundae. Speaking of that hillbilly sundae.
Oh, the ice cream
The
sundae?
ice cream sundae. According to them, this is the place. So we had to go in there and have a sundae.
Yes, have to.
Yeah, no.
Those are the
These
places
are-
I want to visit. Places where I have to eat things are the kind I like.
There must be a national weird road trip kind of
Oh,
books.
definitely. There's books. I've been poking around with all of that now to see, like, the world's largest ball of twine and things like that, which I won't necessarily have to see, but I'm definitely putting Dollywood and Graceland and all those things on my little road trip map right now.
Oh yeah. Hey, well, speaking of that, Peter, why don't we play the 657 song? It's Red Chili Peppers' "Road Trippin'." Do you know this song?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Sean is a big Peppers fan.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Is that a cover of a Jerry Garcia tune? Wrote his song "Road Trippin'"?
Well, you're asking the wrong person here. I am in favor of the Grateful Dead, so
I don't know the answer to that
I'm
either.
going to say yes.
Because the Grateful Dead, they did the song "Road Trippin'," right? Yeah, I remember that song.
Well, let's hear it. See if maybe it's the same thing. And speaking of road tripping, it's the Dalai Lama's birthday today, 86.
Happy birthday, Dalai Lama.
Yeah, 86 years old. Wow, amazing. All right, road tripping, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Road tripping with my two favorite allies. Fully loaded, we got snacks and supplies. It's time to leave this town, it's time to steal away. Let's go get lost anywhere in the USA. Let's go get lost, let's go get lost. Blue, you sit so pretty west of the one. Sparkle like with yellow icing, just a mirror for the sun. Just a mirror for the sun. Just a mirror for the sun. These smiling eyes are just a mirror for. So much has come before, those battles lost and won. This life is shining more forever in the sun. Now let us check our heads and let us check the surf. Staying high and tries more trouble than it's worth in the sun. Just a mirror for the sun. Just a mirror for the sun. These smiling eyes are just a mirror for. Time to linger on. We three honky dories got our snake finger on. Now let us drink the stars, it's time to steal away. Let's go get lost right here in the USA. Let's go get lost, let's go get lost. Blue, you sit so pretty west of the one. Sparkle light with yellow icing, just a mirror for the sun. Just a mirror for the sun. Just a mirror for the sun. These smiling eyes are just a mirror for. These smiling eyes are just a mirror for. Your smiling eyes are just a mirror for.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow. It is Tuesday, June. No, it's
July.
I
It is
insist.
July.
Hey Bob,
Yeah.
when things like that are in the sky, it's July.
It is July. And
Fireworks in the sky.
And when it's 93 degrees.
Oh, it's going to be hot today, huh?
Oh, man.
It's hot.
Oh, man. And tomorrow it's going to be hot again. And then it's going to be
We had a nice stretch of
cooler.
weather yesterday. I know it was cloudy down here all day, but the further we drove north, blue skies.
Yeah, well, I know
and
about
beautiful.
about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was. It got sunny yesterday.
The
so
further
we were able
south
to
we
sit out.
came last night, the cloudier it got.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Wow. Hey, Jessica Martin is with us. Jessica Martin is from a wonderful business called Jessica Martin Realty.
Yes. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, man, JessicaMartinRealty.com is where you go. And she also owns the Martin Hives. That's not an...
It's not a rash.
It's not a rash. The National Rash Museum.
Yes. Would that be photos? Would that be an art museum with photographs?
It would be art museum. You could do. It could be a virtual one, so that you film people with their
Scratching.
Scratching.
It's
the
a very
National
itchy-
Scratch
itchy museum.
The National Itching Museum. Really?
Welcome to the rash room. Yeah.
What do you think? Would you pay money to go in to see if it just said National Itching Museum?
I am not sure I could handle that. Being itchy is not one of the things I enjoy. So anything that would trigger me to want to scratch, I don't think I would be able to stand.
So that's not a good idea.
Not on my list. No.
Not on your list. National Rash Museum?
I mean, if they had, is it the Mutter Museum or the Muter Museum in Philadelphia? If they had a special exhibit of rashes, I might go through the room. But are you familiar with that museum where they have it's all anomalies? Like it's scientific stuff, but it's all like weird medical stuff and history of diseases and
Kind of
plague
like a
doctors
Ripley's,
and
like a little bit like a Ripley's.
yes,
Yeah.
except everything is very, very real. Yeah. So
I think they have something similar at the Boston Medical Center.
yeah, where you get in like the side room and you're like, oh,
Massachusetts,
yeah.
What do you call that? Yeah. It's the old. You can go in and you can see the hospital, the old theater, what are they
Operating
called?
theater.
Operating theater, where it looks just like a
Stadium?
Well, you could do anything goes in the center down there because they have seats all the way around it or whatever. Yeah. So guess what? Jessica has got the Plass family to a certain point in the selling of their property in Springfield.
It's been a long road.
Where are we, Jessica? Tell everybody where we are.
We're so close now. The photographs have officially been
I'm itching.
taken. The photographs have been taken. Yes. So once you have photographs in real estate, you can pretty much list things for sale. It's the last thing you need in order to. Yes. Thank you.
My house thanks you. My house thanks you. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm literally waiting for the photography to come to my email inbox, and once it arrives, we will be ready to stick that sign up and sell that house.
Wow. The interesting thing about the photos were, to me, that I didn't understand why you needed a drone. And I love this idea.
That's something you need. Like Fred's been doing that for a while.
Well,
Yeah, it's
tell
really.
us about this.
It just makes a difference when you have the drone. Not only
The drone doesn't go in the house from
no,
But it gives you
exterior
a really
photos.
cool. It really gives you a whole property.
Yes, so you can see not only does it make for what I will call a more dynamic photo for your first photo. When you take a picture of the house from the ground, it looks like everyone else's photo from the ground. But when you get a nice angle from the side and a little bit from above, it just looks more dynamic. So when people are scrolling through pictures of what houses they want to see, it might stop them and go, oh, what is this one? And you don't even realize that it's just because it's taken from a different angle or higher up, somewhere you can't even get to from a ladder. So you have the drone for that. And then just like Peter said, it's fantastic to show a neighborhood, access to the highway, what else is nearby. So you fly it up as high as you can and you get the whole like, oh, the Connecticut River's over here. Oh, that's downtown. That's Route 91.
3 blocks from a school.
Yes, and you can really show the size of the yard and, you know, the people can see that the yard's fully fenced in. All the things that just from the bird's eye above just make it super helpful. Yeah, you can see neighbors' yards. It's just a really nice
Now, do you
additional
put music to these virtual tours?
No,
Buy. Who will buy?
We should start to market that way, though. If you will sing, we can get some show
I'll be
tunes
glad.
going.
Oh, sure.
Typically the virtual tour works is like you're clicking through, so they don't have sound. You kind of click and drive yourself through the house. I have done drone video with music before. But right now, it's just still photography with the drones.
You know, you start the virtual tour with the beginnings of 2001, and
Yes.
and, and then you go in and
really dramatic.
My little 5-room house. No, it's actually a 10-room house. But
it's been a big house. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you take pictures when people are living there? And
so you send a list with 1,000 things for people to do, and you hope that they do most of them to prepare, because you want to reduce clutter and make the beds and close the toilet lids and all things like that.
Sure.
But again, like your house is a fantastic example because you have tenants. It's a rental. So you call ahead and say, we're coming over on such and such a day, and all I need you to do is let me in and stay out of the photos. And you just work it room by room. You go around, make sure everything's okay, get the photography, and then move to the next room.
Now, the photographer took pictures of the bar in the second room upstairs, in the dining room upstairs.
How great is that bar? They made it from Pinterest or something? Like, it's made from pallets, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's like it's a movable bar, so it's not built in, but they used pallets and put a bar top on it, so they have like an L shape. It actually looks very cute.
It does, except when I'm going to buy the house and I'm thinking, they have a bar.
What am I
going to
do with this
Are they
bar?
having parties upstairs on top of me?
It doesn't seem like they have parties, but it seems like they like to enjoy a cocktail after work, I think, because they do have like a full bar. It's two guys that live up there, roommates.
Yeah.
And they actually, I was delighted to see how nice they keep the place. Like, it's
and this is
super
their entrance
clean.
music.
This is, yes.
Dun, dun.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to Connecticut Avenue.
Go ahead, you can keep talking.
Yeah.
It'll come up
Welcome
underneath
to
you.
Connecticut Avenue.
Yes.
2 wonderful families have got together to sell this beautiful 2-story house. It's on the market now, folks. It's about to happen.
It's about to
Yes.
happen.
We're walking up the stairs.
Coming soon.
Yeah, right. We're walking over. Look at that porch. Look at it. Wow.
Yes.
Into the dining room. Into the living room.
Watch your head in the kitchen.
Oh my God. Look at that.
Watch, I'm playing the timpani drums.
Toilet.
Look at
And
that
a
toilet.
shower beside.
I love it.
This could go on.
Yeah.
And we'll walk out.
Dun, dun.
Look, Bernice. They even have a backyard.
Just give Bob something dramatic and let him go.
Oh my God. So look.
Yes.
We could sell this house.
We could sell this house.
Yeah,
We're gonna sell this house.
You're gonna love your life if you buy this house.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah. At any rate, I think this is good. Now, what's my next step in the selling of this
We really,
property?
your next step is walking away. You're gonna hand
I can't
over.
get near this house.
You hand over the keys.
Yeah, let it go to your realtor to do
and
her
you
job.
wait for me to call you. Yeah, no, that's
You
really.
gotta let
it.
her do her job.
We've got the lockbox installed. We're just waiting for the photos to come back. So really, now is the time, which is hard because you guys have been working on it for so long.
Now
but it's
you
like,
wait.
Now you just wait. Yep.
And in this market, it won't be long.
It's going to be crazy. Yeah, I imagine we're going to have some sort of meeting where all of us get together and I hand you a stack of paperwork
Look at
to
the
go
offers,
through
yeah, right?
because there's going to be a lot of them.
So there'll be paperwork before or after?
Well, before, which you're already familiar with, we've
Sure.
done some ahead of time paperwork, but afterwards, you're going to get all the buyers that want to make an offer are going to all submit them, and we'll have a deadline for that. And once I've collected them all, you'll have to review
Do
them.
we then sit at a table and it's sort of like
I would do it over
America's
dinner.
Got Talent?
I would do it
Yes.
over dinner and glasses of wine.
Yes,
It'll make life easier.
I like Peter's idea on that. We're definitely going to have wine,
Especially
while we do this.
listening.
Oh, we're gonna
Seth,
At least you and I are going to have to
Oh,
have
my
wine.
God. I might have to have a little relaxation.
Especially after
Something
listening to this
before.
saga,
Yeah.
you guys, what you should do is rent the back room of the tavern.
Yes.
So you can, seriously, so you can
not a
lay
bad
out
idea.
you lay out everything on a big table.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have your drinks and hors d'oeuvres and dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and then just by the time you get out of there, it's like going in the boardroom for The Apprentice.
He's on
by
something.
By the time you come out, you'll have a decision.
Yep. He is
What
onto
if we
something.
tell
Or like jury, like being sequestered
could
for a
we
jury.
televise it?
We could film it
No,
and put it up on
No,
YouTube.
no one likes to see a
Because
murder on television.
because your relatives will play it up for the camera.
Oh, my relatives will play it up. No.
I was
that's
going to
not
say
gonna-
that they don't need the camera to play it up, huh?
Oh my gosh! No. Yeah, I mean that's the real. Hard
I think that's a
one.
great idea though, because listening to all the troubles you guys have
Oh
had.
man.
Someone else, I recently had a client that was buying a house with me, and he has his own YouTube show. And he said to me, after making several offers, he said, you should do a YouTube show with the sellers while they're reviewing these offers, because people who are buying houses want to see the process that the sellers are going through when they're picking the offers, like
No,
just
they don't.
throwing them out the window, like,
Oh, no,
not
they
this
don't.
one, not this one.
Well, don't they do that on House Hunters? They watch the people choose which of the
I think which house they're going to buy. So I don't think we see the sellers on those houses, but correct me if I'm wrong, 'cause
No,
I
you
haven't
don't.
watched those.
You only see the buyer side.
Yeah, you see the buyer, they look at 3 houses, they pick one, and then they always get it. In this market, you get 10 people.
No, they don't always get it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so it is more realistic.
Well, maybe what I've heard is that they've already chosen the house. That
Yes,
they want,
yes.
and that they
They film it backwards, and then
they-
they show them other houses too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
However, I think that Saturday Night Live could do a great sketch on. We could call it house buyers. No, house sellers.
House sellers.
Because the journey from selling to and it's not like love it or lose it, because those folks have real talent of making it interesting and fun. We want this is sort of like the Maury Povich, Jerry Springer kind of like
We want to do the tabloid version.
tabloid version.
You are not the house buyer.
Yes, yeah, you are fired.
This is not your house.
Yeah. Will it take a long while in this market? I ask this question every week.
Absolutely not. No, we will list the house for sale, and I almost can guarantee you that you will sell it very, very quickly. I never say guarantee because you never know what can happen. But the market is so crazy, and there's so many more buyers out there than there are properties available to purchase.
Sure.
So everyone keeps saying there's a shortage of inventory, but I think it's the opposite thing, because we're selling more houses than ever. So it's not that there aren't houses for sale, it's that there's too many people trying to buy them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
At this market, that the prices are sky high.
Sky high, yes. It's a fantastic time to sell your house. It is a terrible time to buy a house.
When
But still sort of good, because the interest rates are still so low that it is kind of better to over-borrow now at a lower rate than to borrow less money at a higher rate later. That's just math. Like, that's,
Sure.
yeah.
I wonder, as an unknown, this whole experience is, I've only owned one house in my life, so and I've only sold one house in my life. What am I saying? Now I own 2 houses.
You
the
do.
one that I'm selling and the one that I live in.
Yes.
So my question is the idea of, can we reject somebody by just saying, no, thank you?
Yes. In Massachusetts, there's a nifty little part on the paperwork where it says the seller rejects or accepts. You can literally just check the box. And
we don't have to say why?
Nope, you don't have to say why. And well, especially in this situation, the why is going to be because there was a better offer. In a normal market where maybe, you put the house on the market, you didn't get an offer right away, and then maybe a buyer made an offer, but it was under the asking price, and you said, no, we don't want to take that. We don't even want a counter offer. Then you would just reject it. But yeah, you don't have to give a reason why.
So somebody puts in the offer, and then I have how long to make my decision as the seller?
Well, I tell everybody that it is nice to give a 24-hour window. And if you need a little bit longer because familially, like you have a situation where you have 3 people who are the decision makers.
Right.
So, maybe getting everyone together is a problem or people's work schedules. But especially in this market, when a buyer is waiting for an answer, it's just the kind thing to do is to give it to them as soon as possible. Like if you're not going to accept it, cut them loose so they can go look at something else. Or if you are going to accept it, tell them so that they can stop biting their nails.
Have you ever had a buyer say no to somebody and then rethink it and call them back and say
a seller? Yes.
A seller.
Yes, I definitely have because sometimes the seller will you get an offer. Let's say someone offers, we think your house is overpriced, so here's our offer, but it's $20,000 under asking price, and the seller says no, thank you. I'm going to wait and see what happens. And then they wait and see what happens. But we know as the buyer's agent that the house was overpriced and no one else is really coming around. Sometimes that seller will then come back and say, okay, we'll take that price, rather than dropping the price and have a bunch of people say, what's wrong with that house? Why did they drop the price? They'll just go back to the original buyer. Hopefully they haven't bought anything else.
Sure.
But that's not happening in this market so much because people are so desperate to get under contract.
Sure. Well, I feel like I should give the house away. Basically, that's after all I've been through for one. But 2, I also am sort of like, gosh, I like these people. I want them to have the house. To hell that they're giving me a $30,000 less. I like them.
Yes, no, and that's actually been a great thing lately. We've been advised to stop taking them, but there's a thing called buyer love letters. So in this market, when you have competition, yes, as the buyer with your offer, you slide in a letter to the sellers. Oh, we love your home. We love this and that about your home. We can't wait to raise our family there. Or we love the fence in the backyard for our dogs, whatever it might be, to try to get the seller to pick you over someone else because you're telling them about yourself or, trying to relate to them. And I've seen them in the past. I've stopped seeing them now because just they advised against it because of fair housing. You can't really, there's no way to avoid discrimination when you have a pile of letters and people are sending pictures and videos. So, we're not using them. But in the past, I've seen people pick offers that were, a few $1,000s lower because they liked they liked the letter better or something like that.
And really, it should be a blind decision in one way.
And you want to look at the facts. Yeah.
Yeah. The other question that I had for you, I heard something, maybe I've asked you this before, but a buyer saying, we want this house so badly, we will pay $1,000 more than the next
usually
highest
it's 10,000 because they want to cement their spot.
The escalation clause.
Well, explain that.
Yes, so you can write into the contract that you will pay X amount of dollars over the next highest bid. And what Pete is saying is absolutely correct. Like $1,000 won't do it in this market, and it depends on the price point of the house. Like if you're talking about a $200,000 house, then maybe $1,000 will do it. But I always write a $3,000 escalation clause because I know someone else might have written a $1,000 escalation clause.
Sure.
So $3,000 is like just enough where your people will be happy to get it, but it's not $5,000, so they won't be like, oh, I had to go $5,000 over to get this price. But then the listing agent has to provide proof of the next highest competing offer to get the contract you wrote to escalate to the next highest price. But that's a tactic.
Doesn't that leave the room for a little fraud there that, they could...
Technically, yes, but if you are a licensed real estate person faking a contract to increase a sales price, you're
going to lose your
in
license.
Big trouble. Big trouble.
Got it.
I think that might even actually be illegal. So that not only your license, but there's got to be some law break in there.
Well, it's fraud.
Yeah.
Straight up fraud.
And
you should have approval for well above what you're going to offer too.
Sure.
Yes.
Because there's going to be negotiation, right?
Yep.
Does the realtor tell people about this? You can put in a bid for this house, But you can also do this escalation.
Yeah,
thing?
so if you're a buyer's agent should be able to tell you all of the things that can make your offer stronger as a buyer, because the highest offer is not always the best offer. There's other things that strengthen it, like the type of loan you're using, type of financing. Obviously, cash is still a thing, so people who are buying with cash is huge. Having home inspections, doing an as-is clause, which means we'll still have our home inspections, but we're not going to hassle you for any repairs or discounts based on what we find at our home inspection. That's a huge one. Some people are waiving home inspections altogether, which is crazy if you're a buyer.
Yes.
But it's fantastic for the seller. The buyer comes
Yeah.
into the house, they say they like it. They don't even come back until closing day, so you're not worried that anything's going to fall apart or...
So how do you allow yourself to have all those different choices?
How do you allow yourself as the agent or as
the
client?
seller?
Yeah,
The
so
seller.
and well, that's what happens. You're going to get this is how it'll work for your situation. We'll have all these offers to look at, and I'll break down almost like in an Excel spreadsheet. I usually do it on paper by hand, but it'll
Sure,
say the
that's
offer,
better for me.
the total amount is here, the type of financing is here, the closing date is here, and then any other contingencies if there's an escalation clause, closing dates. What else would change? The escalation clauses, waiving inspections, that like those things all make something stronger. So maybe you got an offer that was $3,000 less than another offer, but the $3,000 less offer said they would waive home inspections. That's automatically more attractive. So you go, oh, maybe we'll take that one
So
because
that-
we know it'll be faster and easier with
Yeah.
no home inspections.
So that comes basically from the buyer.
The buyer's agent. Yep. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, are you the buyer's agent as well?
No, you can be. So it's called dual agency when a real estate agent works for both sides of the transaction. And typically that happens when you're a seller's agent. So you have the listing of the house, you list it on the market, and an unrepresented buyer calls you and says, I want to see that property. Then you have to give them a disclosure called an agency disclosure in Massachusetts that says, I work for the seller, just
Right.
so you know, I represent the seller and their interest in the house. I'm happy to show it to you. Then if they want to make an offer, they can choose to get their own agent, or everyone can sign a dual agency agreement, which means you can represent both parties. In my opinion, there is no way to do that fairly.
Yeah.
So I don't practice it, just as a rule of thumb. I
Sure.
don't do it because yes, you'll get paid more money, but there's no way to be fair to any of the parties involved.
So people who are going to sell or working with a buyer are going to be calling you.
Yes. Yep.
I see. And
Yes.
that's the relationship. I never understood that.
Each side has a representative. Yep.
Oh,
So you're either the buyer's agent or the seller's agent.
Okay.
So the people who are contacting me should be buyer's agents.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I put into a contract no families, no one under
Absolutely not.
25?
Yeah. Absolutely not. When you're working with a professional real estate agent, you absolutely cannot do that. As a civilian,
Yeah.
you can. Like if you were renting that house, you can't really get in trouble, especially if you own or occupy.
Yes.
You can say I'm not renting to families because I don't want kids running around upstairs while I'm trying to sleep
Yeah,
or whatever
sure.
it is.
Sure.
But that all falls under fair housing when you have a real estate license. So you absolutely cannot discriminate against
Right. Well, my
anyone.
landlord
Yeah.
said they had to rewrite all their contracts because somebody complained once, and they got in trouble by the state.
Yes, very real. Yeah, you
They only
cannot
have 3
discriminate.
properties.
Age, familial status, race, religion. Even Connecticut now has gender. Connecticut added gender. Massachusetts.
Really?
I'm not sure if Massachusetts has that yet or not, but as a protected class. So you cannot discriminate against, trans people, anything.
Sure.
Like it just everyone's protected and
The seller of then has to then say, okay, we're selling the house. We have to have the ability to choose or whatever, but we are going to make our decision. So, I hope my brother and sister are on this. We're going to make our decision based on the knowledge and not on some kind of intuition. or whatever.
paperwork alone. You just look at those numbers.
And that's so important for us not to be there when it's being shown.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and you don't need to. It also is very awkward. I don't know why, but it's one of the most awkward situations in the world when the seller is at the house when you bring the buyers in. It always makes everyone uncomfortable because you're like, what is the seller doing here? What do we? And you
that's
never feel
weird.
comfortable poking around and like opening closets
Yeah.
when you know the person who owns the home is there.
Yeah.
And then you have sellers who want to tell you.
painted this room this
Yeah,
color.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't be comfortable. And
Yeah.
then sometimes there's sellers who are trying to be helpful,
Yeah.
and they start to give you, all the information about the house, which
Oh, me.
You
there
don't
might
want
be someone
because-
in your family who might do that.
Yeah, we have one in my family who might be
Yeah,
doing
you don't
that.
want that information though.
Yeah, no, you'll
You wanna
find it
think
out
of as-
yourself. Yeah.
You want to think of it as a blank canvas, anyways. 'cause
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
your-
man.
you want to make it
So-
your house.
So, really true. Really true. Well, hey, let's take a break. Hey, let me see what I'm going to play here. I think I am going to play, let's play Nancy Griffith. Do you know who Nancy Griffith is?
The name
Jazz
is
singer?
ringing a bell, but yeah, I don't-
Not the one that did the Electric Boogie.
Yeah,
That's a Nancy Griffiths.
Nancy Griffiths. No, this is Nancy Griffith.
Right.
She,
Jazz singer.
No,
No?
she's a Texan who sings folk music, basically
From San
Folk.
Antonio,
A
probably.
yeah, and she
Because that's a huge folk music hub in Texas.
Oh, she's well known in Texas.
Or Austin. Sorry,
Yeah.
Austin.
She's got a little girl voice, and she's got
fun.
it's a really good. I mean, it's maybe teenage voice, but she's a great singer, and this is her song called 10 Degrees and Getting Colder. I thought it sounds the kind of thing on a 93-degree day that I would like this. 10 degrees and getting colder.
Manifest it.
Yeah, here we go. Manifest it.
He was standing by the highway with a sign that just said mother when he heard a driver coming about a half a mile away. So he held the sign up higher where no decent soul could miss it. It was 10 degrees colder down by Boulder Dam that day. He was raised up in Milwaukee, though he never was that famous. He was just a road musician, to the taverns he would go, singing songs about the rambling, Harlem-loving girls and gambling. How the world fell on his shoulders back in Boulder, I don't know. And she told him she would take him for a ride in the morning sun. Back in Boulder, he had told her, I don't know when I've had a better friend. It was out in Arizona that he heard the lady listening to each word that he was saying, to each line that he would write. So he sat down at her table and they talked about the weather, 98.6 and rising down by Boulder Dam that night. And she told him she would take him for a ride in the morning sun. Back in Boulder, he had told her, I don't know when I've had a better friend. Now he's traded off his Martin, though his troubles aren't all over, 'cause his feet are almost frozen and the sun is sinking low. So won't you listen to me, brother? Well, if you ever loved your mother, won't you pull off on the shoulder if you're going Milwaukee way? It's 10 degrees and getting colder down by Boulder Dam today.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
Join us the third Wednesday of every month with Selectman Joe Didi and his take on everything Southwick.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday. Boy, this woman is interesting. Jessica Martin.
She always is.
Good morning. Thank you.
Really, really. She's beautiful. She's interesting. She's intelligent. She keeps bees. She reads books. What more does
She is a Renaissance woman, Bob.
She is have you always thought of yourself as a Renaissance? I mean, like you are a Renaissance.
I like to keep things interesting. I will say that much. I've always wanted to, explore things I'm curious about and pursue them. So I would say interesting is something I always like to be.
Yeah, yeah. We were talking about her weekends, and her weekends are spent
working.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that concept.
What you were saying? You show 12 houses at a time,
up to 12 in a day on a weekend. Yeah, it's wild. And I won't show one person more than 5 houses. And I try to keep it under 5 houses for one person because it's overwhelming when you're looking at a house to see 5 houses back to back and then say, okay, did you like any of those? Like, do you remember what you liked about each one? Have you not cross-pollinated what they are? So I think 2 to 3 at one time is the best. But
you
if
don't
you're
have
going
them
out,
all in the car and
No.
all sitting there. The people that are
caravanning.
Competing against.
That's actually one of the great things about when you're showing houses back to back like that with a family or a couple or more than one person. I mean, when you're driving from house to house, they have that time to talk to each other about the house they just saw. So sometimes they've already eliminated it by the time you get to the next house, and then you get there and they say, we talked about it on the way here, and that one's not going to work. So it's already done, and then they can focus on the next house.
Do you ever have people who just on a Sunday decide, I say to, hey, Bernice, you and I, how about, let's go out and look at houses. We're not going to buy, but I love looking at houses.
You can't do that too. That's wasting
You got to
people's
find the list of open houses and go visit those.
Oh, all right. But you have never said to somebody, you guys are never going to buy. You're going to have to find another agent.
No, not yet. I've never had to fire anyone yet. I've had some buyers that have taken a very long time, but that's part of the joy in it, because some people don't know what they want, or they're really not finding the right thing right away, and it is a big decision. And then other people buy the first house that you show them, and that doesn't happen quite as often, but it does happen. And to me, that just balances out the people who take a long time, because then you're like, wow, I only had to show that person one house, and we're under contract, and I'm on to the next.
Yeah. Well, my father bought our house without even looking at it.
I love that.
He loved the neighborhood. It was far enough away from his in-laws.
That's important. Location.
My mother never forgave him. My mother, because he was a carpenter, so we could say, well, whatever's wrong in that house.
I was going to say, and he customized a lot of stuff for her, because I know now that your mom was short, and there's a lot of things for short people in the house.
Short people, yes, exactly right.
And it's also, I mean, your time is your time, right? So if somebody takes a really long time to get a house, that dilutes of
course,
the time that you put into it.
Yes,
right?
and thankfully I do not keep track of that math, because I would go bonkers. I just, at the end of the year, I go, I did pretty good. I cannot break it down, because if I did, I'd be like, it looks like I make about $250 per hour.
Oh, God.
And that's the thing too.
Yeah.
So when you go out with somebody, how much time do you give them?
So I typically book about a half an hour per house, just because you got to go through the house.
Right.
And then
you're going to show me 4 houses today?
Yeah.
So it's a 2-hour.
Yes, and then you have to account for travel time too. Are you looking at houses just here in Westfield? Are you also looking in Southwick and West Springfield?
The greater New England Valley.
Yeah, so then we got to drive around, because I have a couple right now who is looking in a pretty broad search area, and sometimes the houses they want to see are 40 minutes apart from each other. So, we can only
narrow
book
that down
3.
on like a Realtor.com or Zillow, and then you kind of narrow it down a little bit yourself?
Narrow down the search area, you mean,
Yeah.
as the client? You could, except in the case that you don't care exactly where you live. So a lot of people, they're like, oh, we need to be within 30 miles of this destination where we work or where we go to school. So it could be in either direction. Oh. And if they find one on each side and they don't have a preference to either of those things, you got to go look at both of them.
Sure.
Like they don't want to be in a certain school system or
exactly
something like
right.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you're meeting them at your house. You're not the houses. You're not driving them.
Very rarely do you drive someone. I just had a client in my car the other day for the first time probably in 4 years. I have a lovely client who doesn't like to drive. So she said she wanted to go see a house. And I said, I will pick you up at 3:00. And she said, you will? And I said, yeah, I'll pick you up and we'll go. She actually lives in my neighborhood too. So it was super easy to just scoop her up, go look at a house and drive her home.
Sure. Well, if you're interested in anything, and you were telling me you sell, get this, Peter, she's selling a house in Mississippi. Tell me how that works.
That's via a referral. I do not actually have a license in Mississippi, but I have very, very lovely clients here in Massachusetts who have a rental property that I property manage, and they actually live in Salem now. But they had one of their mothers passed away, so they have an estate to deal with in Mississippi, and now they're at the point where probate is done and they're ready to sell the house. And because they trust me as their real estate agent here, they didn't know what to do about hiring someone in Mississippi. So I took the job on, and I called some people and read some reviews, and I did some interviews because, again, working in the business, you even know the questions to ask better than a client might.
Sure.
You know, how are you going to help my client? What's your process? All those things. And I found the person who was the right fit and set them up. And in that case, they have an agent that's taking care of them. I'm still involved in the transaction as a consultant, and you get a little referral fee, which is nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Well, we are going to come back. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about reading a bit. And I am also going to quiz you on some New Jersey stuff.
Oh boy.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer Bon Jovi for everything. Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi. That's it.
This can't end well.
Peter, oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want you going online now during this break and boning up on
Oh,
New
no. Is
Jersey.
Peter a cheater?
Yeah. No.
No, I just have a lot of useless knowledge.
Yes, yeah. Today is, what is the thing about New Jersey? It's Be Nice to New Jersey Week.
All week long.
All week long, so at any rate. All right,
There's a made-up holiday.
Yeah, Mary Lou Williams, one of the best, incredible pianist, jazz pianist ever. Mary Lou Williams, Man I Love, the George Gershwin song. There's a George Gershwin review happening right now, and I think Great Barrington. Yeah. So at any rate, Mary Lou Williams, Man I Love.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, July 6th, 2021. My name is Bob Plass. JPEG Lucas got the day off. Peter Coles is in the producer's booth right over there. He's on the knobs, and he's the kitten of the keys. Meow, yes.
Meow.
It's the knobs.
Yeah. And the
Hey,
Def
knobs.
Jam recording woman.
That's me.
Yeah. Does Def Jam have their own recording studio? Is that what the
It's a music label, Bob.
I would assume they have a studio somewhere. But
Def
they're
Jam Recordings is a
big
label?
big label, yes.
Oh, geez, where have I been?
They own everything. They own Kanye West Good Music. Like they're big.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Here's a little tidbit of information about Jessica. Peter, she sang a song to her husband at her wedding. And because we were talking about if she ever played a piano or like Mary Lou Williams, that wonderful pianist we just heard. And she was saying, no. I said, well, how about singing? She said, no.
I'm not very musically inclined.
Yeah. But I did sing at my wedding. And so what song do you think she sang at her wedding, Peter Coles?
Metal tune? I don't know. Something by Metallica?
It's a.
I wish.
All right. It's a Madonna song.
Oh, Dress You Up in My Love?
Oh, I like that too.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like a Virgin.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, it was very fun. I had the
Do the
leather
whole
gloves.
dance number?
I got the lace gloves.
Yeah, did you do the whole
with
dance number and
fingerless
everything?
gloves. I did a dance number, but it was not.
She
it was
did-
not choreographed.
She went and she worked on the song to
I did.
surprise her husband. And I said, geez, it's, at a wedding, it's an interesting choice.
Yes, but
And-
lyrically, you're only thinking of the title, but lyrically, the words in the song are a little bit more meaningful.
give me
than
the-
title.
Yeah, it's kind of like devotion to it. It's devotion to a guy, yeah.
Yes, it's very, very cute. It's a love song. So I had heard the song.
Give
while I
me a
was
couple
jogging.
of lyrics just so I can.
Oh, I made it through the wilderness. Somehow I made it through. Didn't know how lost I was until I found you.
Like a virgin,
Yeah.
touched for the very first time. Wow,
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, that was great. Also, I didn't know that what we talked about on the breaks was going to get talked about on the air.
Oh my
Bob.
God! Oh yeah, no, yeah. But really, kind of that shows you are a Renaissance woman.
Yes, no, I did. I did a little.
What
a
was
little
your
musical
dance? What
number.
was your first dance to?
Our wedding song was "Islands in the Stream."
Oh,
so that's Dolly Parton and Kenny
Yeah,
Rogers.
yeah.
Another good one. That was our wedding song.
Yeah.
And I think we walked into the room to "Heaven's on Fire" by Kiss. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No Bon Jovi.
No, there was Bon Jovi played, but not for anything specific.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
big Bon Jovi fan.
Sean, the musician, didn't play the guitar for you during?
He did not, no.
He just enjoyed the day.
He did very much enjoy the day, yes.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we did have karaoke for everyone, which was also extremely enjoyable throughout the day with all of our musical friends. Everyone was singing all day. And Sean did sing, just not specifically to me.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Well, hey everybody, guess what I'm reading? I was showing Jessica.
Something big and
Look
boring.
at this. I'm reading this tiny little book. Look, tiny. And it's so pocketed. I mean, like, this is the perfect.
It looks like a good
book.
beach read.
Oh man, it's by Charles Todd, and it's his second in a series of Inspector Rutledge mysteries. I got this. A woman. I was down at the Blue Umbrella Books in downtown Westfield, and I was buying the Ian Rankin book, and I was saying how much I've read of Ian Rankin, and she said, you ought to start on this Charles Todd. So it's been sitting on my bureau for months and months and months, and then James read it and said, wow, this was really
Did you read
something.
the first one, or did you start with the second one? Like,
We started with the second.
Okay.
Yeah, and it takes place after World War I.
Okay.
And Inspector Rutledge has a voice in his head of a soldier that either it's a friend or somebody that he saw die during the war. Ooh. And he is the person, the voice in the head is the person that helps him solve the crime.
The cases?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. And this is it's actually won, he's won all kinds of awards, Edgar Allan Poe awards, etc., mysteries, etc. But Inspector Rutledge is quickly sent to investigate the sudden deaths of 3 members of the same eminent Cornwall family, but the World War I veteran soon realizes that nothing about the case is routine, including the identity of one of the dead, a reclusive spinster known as O.A. Manning, whose war poetry helped Rutledge retain his grasp on sanity in the trenches of France. Guided by the voice of Hamish, the Scot he unwillingly executed on the battlefield, Rutledge is driven to uncover the haunting truths of murder and madness rooted in a family crypt.
So his guiding voice is someone he killed in war?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, very interesting. So I'll be interested. The first book, A Test of Wills, was one of the notable books of the year by the New York Times.
Okay.
So a really well-known writer that I had never heard of.
Do you know how many books there are in the series, or how long they go?
About 24.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, believe it or not.
So if you like it, you can keep on going along.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the in ranking is written, oh my God, somewhere in the area of 25, 26 books with his characters, Siobhan Clarke and John Rebus mysteries. And I have read all.
Look at that thing. You're going to lose that bookmark.
Look at this book I'm reading now.
That is
also.
a big book.
I'm reading this one with this one here. So I'm substituting the tiny with the big. It's Washington by Ron Chernow.
That is bigger than big.
Yeah. Ron Chernow wrote Hamilton. And ever since then, I've loved reading his books. So I read the biography of Grant, which was his latest, and this was one of his first, Washington, A Life. So I've only read the introduction, in which I learned that Gilbert Stuart painted Washington. And Gilbert Stuart was, I always thought, was an English painter. Gilbert Stuart turns out lived in England, but was an American. But he had this method where he would get the person talking, and he would really try to find the essence of the person while he was being posed, and or the person was posing. And Washington wouldn't have nothing to do with that.
Would not engage.
He did not want to engage. All he wanted to do was just sit there, etc., and be enigmatic. And so that begins the story of the enigmatic George Washington that I'm going to learn all about. And when we return after our vacation, I will be able to tell you everything
What have you learned so far that surprised you? Like, because I feel like people think they know the basics about Washington.
That he was a person who did not like to talk to people except when it was necessary. And maybe his height. He had bad teeth.
Teeth.
But I bet there's a whole chapter in there on his teeth. But at any rate, we'll learn all about that. What are you reading?
So I'm in a weird place between things where I just finished a book called Malibu Rising, and forgive me because the author's name escapes me, but I just visited quickly the New York Times list the other day because I was like, I just need something quick to, beachy fun to read.
Yeah.
And it was on it's a new book, so it was on the bestsellers list for a few weeks, and I definitely recommend it as a beach read. It's about a famous family in Malibu.
This is Malibu Rising.
Malibu Rising, yep.
It's not Hildebrand, is it?
No, it was. To be honest, I can't say that I've heard of the author before, which doesn't mean
Yeah.
It's not someone who's written a ton of great stuff, but
Yeah.
it's about a family of 4 kids in 1983 who are like surf kids and have grown up in Malibu and the California fires, and they have a famous dad, and there's all sorts of drama, and it flashes back to before they were born, their parents' relationship and how their father becomes this very world famous singer. Like it's almost like a Elvis Presley. Like he
interesting.
rises to this huge fame. He's the most famous singer in the world, and he has 4 kids, and the story of his wife and his kids growing up and how the kids all become these famous surfers, and there's a party and a fire and a lot of good stuff. Very good beach read. Page Turney,
Really?
decently written. Yeah, super fun. So I just finished that.
I wondered what a beach read for you is. I mean, like this.
Yeah,
This could be a beach read, Washington, because I can really get into it.
That is definitely not something I'm hauling out onto the sand myself. That thing is so big.
Oh, I know. It's
Yeah,
too
no,
heavy.
you want something that is a manageable size, I think, when you're at the beach. So if you want to lie down on your back, you're not worried about injuring your face if you fall asleep and
man.
drop your book.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I typically like to read things that go quickly, mysteries, anything that's going to, really make you turn the pages. Like I read, my favorite vacation books that I ever read were the Gillian Flynn books, like when you read Gone Girl, and like her books were so dark and so page turny. And I actually did read one of them at the beach, like fully read it. So anything that's just super, I think, fast paced is what I like for beach reading.
I think that John Grisham has got a couple of new ones out. One called Sooley, Sooley, and I heard that I think that Stephen King's got a new one coming out.
Yes, I just got that in my email like 2 days ago, and we read later. When did that come out? Not so long ago. So he's cranking them out, Mr. King. So that's on my pre-order, ready to go. So I'll be excited.
Where are you and Sean going for your holiday?
Great question. So I am going on holiday to Rye, New Hampshire, and Sean is going to stay home. I'm going to a beach house with some friends, but we are going to Rye, New Hampshire for 2 weeks in August. And then Sean and I are going to vacation together September, October, actually October, November. We're trying to take an epic road trip of about 30 days length.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be good radio, folks.
That will be will be our road trip.
Yeah. Well, you're not getting away with answering questions about New Jersey.
Oh, let's go
Be
with Be Nice to New Jersey.
Yeah. Hey, Peter.
I'm ready to play.
Peter Coles, is he back there? I think he's talking to Ken
Yes.
Stamsky. Hey,
it's time for New Jersey trivia.
Today's Be Kind in New Jersey day, so I've got some questions for you, okay?
Okay.
All righty. True or false? There is a volcano in New Jersey.
False.
True.
True.
Kenny says true too.
Really?
Is Atlantic City really a volcano, Kenny?
No. Beamerville, New Jersey. Interesting. I've never heard of that. I wonder if it's it can't be an active volcano.
It's got to be dormant.
Yeah. All right. New Jersey has the most, and I'm going to fit most of these in the world. Most shopping malls, most diners, most pet dogs, most traffic jams.
Diners.
I'm in diners too.
Why?
Because they're known for their diners.
New Jersey Turnpike. I'm just thinking about people driving and having to put. That's all I do in New Jersey is pull over to eat. So.
Oh, really? Well, you're both right. Of course.
Oh, good.
Of course. Okay. Now, it's in terms of it being its size. What size in terms of the United States? It's the blank smallest state. Okay.
Let's see.
Is it the second smallest state? The fourth smallest state, the sixth smallest state, or the third smallest state?
I'm going.
Can you name small states? I guess. Yeah.
Rhode Island, Connecticut.
I'm going sixth.
Maryland. I think sixth. I was going to say fourth.
Sixth. Oh, thank you for the music. Yes.
Delaware is small too.
Yeah, it's the fourth.
Fourth. It is fourth.
The fourth smallest state. Yes. How about the most about population? It's
dense.
Okay, is it the 21st most populous state, the 11th most populous state, the 33rd most populous state, or the 47th most populous state?
Oh,
I'm in for the 11th.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think 11th too.
Really?
We got New York City, so everyone's living in Jersey and commuting.
Yeah,
in,
everybody
right?
commutes in from Jersey.
You guys are so smart.
Thank you.
What part of the Statue of Liberty belongs to New Jersey?
Oh, no
What
multiple
part
choice on
of the
that one.
Statue of Liberty?
What part of the Statue of Liberty belongs to New Jersey?
What part of the Statue of Liberty? Like a
The
piece
arm?
of her, like her crown or her torch?
The arm? Yeah, the torch arm.
The arm? The torch?
Crown.
No, the water around it.
Oh.
So the island
not
belongs
part
to
of
New
the
York,
statue.
but the water around it
Is New
belongs to
Jersey.
New Jersey. Isn't that
Interesting.
interesting?
Yeah.
Those stinking New Yorkers. Blame
Yeah, really.
blame Cuomo for that.
True or false? It has the largest U.S. seaport.
Largest U.S. seaport.
No.
No, I think Long Beach is bigger. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
saying false.
No, you're both wrong.
It's
got the
true.
largest. Now, which is it? Can you name a seaport town in New Jersey that's actually the largest in the United States?
No.
Jersey City? Hoboken?
Nope.
What's the town?
Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, name the oldest seaside resort in the United States that's in New Jersey. The oldest seaside resort.
Is it called Seaside Resort?
Seaside, New Jersey.
Because that would be great.
Seaside. I think there is a seaside,
There
New
probably
Jersey.
is.
but
So actual resort. Yeah, I don't know that one. The Sand Dollar.
It's got two names. It's you've heard of Cape Cod. This is Cape what?
Cape. in
Oh boy, if you don't
Cape
know
Mod? Cape May?
Cape May, New Jersey.
Cape May.
Cape May, New Jersey. Yes, yeah. What's the state dance of New Jersey?
There's a state dance.
Yes.
The chicken dance.
Because there are so many weddings. There. There's so many. Peter, you want to take a stab at that? This is very
The state dance?
The hokey
state
pokey.
dance. The hokey.
Yeah, the hokey pokey.
It's square dancing.
I was going to
Look,
guess
look.
square dancing first, but I was like, not in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That would be.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah. What part of New Jersey, what percentage is covered by state forest?
0%.
No, the whole southern half. I bet.
Oh,
I bet.
Okay, is it 20%, 35%, 55%, or 45%?
35.
The smallest. 20? 20.
45%.
45.
40. There's a lot of forest in New Jersey. Really. And it is the largest producer of.
Chemicals?
Absolutely correct, Peter. Where in the
Fantastic.
world did you get that? Where did
Without even the multiple
If you
choice.
drive down 95 from New York City, that's what you smell for
Yeah,
the first
that's-
50
Oh,
miles.
That's
Oh
the
my God.
smell,
Okay.
yeah.
Texas is number 2, I bet.
I don't know. What's the state bug of New Jersey?
The state bug.
Yeah.
The mosquito.
Yeah.
Scratch.
State
This
bug.
is
Ladybug?
something- No, this is something that you'd love.
Honeybees.
It's a honeybee.
Yay.
Yeah, so New Jersey's state bug is a honeybee. All righty. So who is the winner? Well, I'm
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi is the winner. He wins the trip. That's it. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect timing. Oh, perfect timing. Hey, everybody, there's a concert happening on July 24th when we're not here. That is...
Mom's going.
It's
with my girlfriend.
Free. It's sponsored by Westfield on Weekends. We're the sponsor. We're not the producer. It's Westfield Concerts is producing it. But we, with the Westfield Gas and Electric and a lot of other wonderful folks, are helping to present this as a free concert. If you want information, you could go to westfieldconcerts.org, I think. Or you could go to the Westfield on Weekends site, and that's westfieldonweekends.com, or our Facebook page, and that's coming up. And there are also classes at Westfield Creative Arts, so that's happening. And there's I think this week is the Artworks is doing their Friday night concert, so get down there and see who's playing, et cetera, et cetera. And we're not going to be here for a long while. We're going to play some great new show. Are we doing Beyond the common table or
Around
what?
the common table?
Around the common table or any of those shows?
I actually slotted that now. That's a regular feature Sunday mornings at 8 a.m.
Wonderful. Well, we're
We're gonna
gonna
do your what do you call it, drinks with friends or something like
yeah,
that.
cocktails with friends. Yeah. Fabulous. You got to hear that. It's an evening show. We're going to do it in the evening sometime during October.
I thought we were going to run it as one of your morning shows.
We're going to we're going to run it as a morning show, even though it's cocktails with friends. It's a lot of fun with Jim Quinn and his spouse and a couple of my New York friends. And then we're going to get the Kiwanians are going to go at one another, and then we're going to get my regular folks here. Maybe you and Sean will be contestants on Game On with Cocktails.
We will love that.
So at any rate, look,
now
we
you know.
Yes,
the
now
rest
you
of the story.
The rest of the story. We wish you a happy rest of July. We'll return on August. August.
Second week in August. Bob.
Second week in August. I will be here, and Jessica, I'm going to miss you. I'll keep reading, and we'll see you. And everybody, we're going to go out with Old Cape Cod. I wanted to play a beach tune. There's nothing better than Patty Page's Old Cape Cod, sung by Bette Midler. I like this version because in the end it's a really good second verse or third verse there. I really like the way she emphasizes Old Cape Cod. If you're fond of sand dunes, et cetera, et cetera. Meanwhile, donate to your favorite charity. Get out there and volunteer. Have a great summer. Be safe. I'll see you in August. But there's some great shows that are going to be broadcast while we're gone. So don't not tune in because you might have missed a good show. And Peter's darned, he will be playing it. That's for sure. Okay? See ya.
Dunes and salty air, quaint little villages here and there. You're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. That old Cape Cod. If you like the taste of a lobster stew, served by a window with an ocean view, you're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. Winding roads that seem to beckon you, miles of green beneath the skies of blue, church bells chiming on a Sunday morn remind you of the town where you were born. If you spend an evening you want to stay, watching the moonlight on Cape Cod Bay, you're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. If you spend an evening you wanna stay, watching the moonlight on old Cape Cod Bay, you're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. You're sure to fall